Hello and welcome, phenomenal educators. Thanks for tuning in. Today we're tackling one of the most common yet perplexing challenges that teachers face, explaining complex concepts in a way that doesn't require a PhD to understand. I'm sure you've been there, standing in front of a sea of blank faces, feeling more like a cryptographer than a teacher. If that's you, then you're in the right place. Today, we're bringing in a secret weapon that will make you the Albert Einstein of simplification. Enter ChatGPT. Why ChatGPT? Now, for those of you well versed in the ChatGPT universe, you know this is no ordinary text bot. It's a multi-purpose tool, capable of not just churning out text, but also providing intellectual fodder when you need it the most. And yes, it can turn abstract theories into child's play. Asking the right questions. Let's start with the basics. The key to leveraging ChatGPT for concept simplification lies in the art of asking the right questions. Prompt 1. ChatGPT, can you explain the concept of photosynthesis as if you're talking to a 5-year-old? No doubt you'll get a simplified explanation. But how about we make it more targeted? Advanced prompt. ChatGPT, can you give me a metaphor for photosynthesis that a 10-year-old would relate to? With a prompt like this, you're asking for a relatable analogy. From subject to subject, examples. Let's do a deep dive into different subjects and see how ChatGPT can work its magic. Math prompt. ChatGPT, can you help me simplify the concept of algebra for middle schoolers? Advanced prompt. ChatGPT, can you compare algebra to a real-world scenario that a middle schooler encounters daily? Science prompt. ChatGPT, how would you explain the law of conservation of energy to a 7th grader? Advanced prompt. ChatGPT, can you relate the law of conservation of energy to a popular video game or sport? History prompt. ChatGPT, could you summarize the Cold War in terms that a high school freshman could understand? Advanced prompt. ChatGPT, could you create a relatable analogy for the power dynamics of the Cold War? Student queries. Make ChatGPT a classroom tool. Imagine ChatGPT as an additional teaching assistant. Have your students write down the questions or concepts they find difficult. Group prompt. ChatGPT, our class is finding it hard to understand mitosis. Could you break it down? This not only helps you understand where the confusion lies, but also gives you simplified explanations you can share. The visual element. From text to imagery. Don't just stop at text. Once you get that simplified explanation, consider how it could translate into a visual aid. Prompt. ChatGPT, what kind of visual aids could help explain the water cycle? Advanced prompt. ChatGPT, could you suggest a fun activity or experiment to visually demonstrate the water cycle? Real-life applications. What's better than theoretical knowledge? Practical application. Prompt. ChatGPT, how can I relate the Pythagorean theorem to the everyday life of a student? Advanced prompt. ChatGPT, can you brainstorm some project ideas where students can apply the Pythagorean theorem in a real-world scenario? Final thoughts. Look, teaching is an art and a science, but that doesn't mean we have to make it as complex as rocket science. With ChatGPT in your educational toolbox, you can dumb down those complicated subjects without losing their essence. It's all about making knowledge accessible and relatable. After all, the true sign of intelligence is not knowledge but imagination. And what better way to foster imagination than to make the complex simple? If you found value in this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your fellow educators, because enlightenment, my friends, is a collective effort. Until next time, keep making those light bulbs go off in your students' heads, and remember, in teaching and in learning, simplicity is the ultimate sophistication.